Hello and welcome to English for Everyone, where we practice real-life American English. Today we're going to clear up some confusing vocabulary, so let's get started. We have two words. We have scheme and we have schematic. The first word has a long E like green beans, scheme, and a silent E at the end. And the second word is schematic. Put the stress on the second syllable, schematic. The T changes to a fast D, we hear matic, schematic. Let's look at the difference. So what's a scheme? A scheme is a plan to do something bad. That's a scheme. Scheme is also a verb. If you scheme to do something, you plan to do it, and it's not good. It's something bad.
I know every twist and turn in your scheming brain.
We'll start scheming tonight, okay?
It seems Mr. Grisby wants to disappear, and this is a scheme of his.
Yes, but here are officers of the state who for months have planned and schemed and contrived.
I didn't have some grand scheme.
That afternoon at Hebrew school, a scheme occurred to me.
Example, they have a scheme. They have a scheme to steal money from their company. I can use the verb, they're scheming. They're scheming. They're planning for a way to steal money from their company. They're scheming. They're scheming to steal money from the company. Let's practice. Do they have a scheme to steal money from their company? That's right, they have a scheme to steal money from their company. A plan to do something bad. That's a scheme. And the verb, they're scheming. They're scheming to steal money from their company. Let's practice. Are they scheming to steal money from their company? That's right, they're scheming to steal money from their company. This is a schematic. It's countable. I can say, it's one. It's a schematic. And it's a wiring diagram. Electricians use it to understand circuits. It's a wiring diagram of a circuit, an electrical circuit. This is a schematic. So basically, a schematic is a wiring diagram of an electrical circuit. Let's practice. What is a schematic? That's right, a schematic is a wiring diagram of an electrical circuit. So the first word is scheme. It's a countable noun. A scheme is a plan to do something bad. And scheme is also a verb, meaning the same thing. And a schematic is a wiring diagram for an electrical circuit. They are completely different. Thank you for watching, and keep watching to practice with more great vocabulary. Today we're looking at these three words: fine, citation, and fee. We're going to look at the difference between them and also look at the verbs that we use to talk about them. So let's take a closer look. First, let's talk about a fine and a citation. These are normally given to you by the city, a government of some kind. They give you a fine or they give you a citation because you did something wrong. That's usually the case. Example, if you get a parking ticket, that's a citation. That's a fine. So what's the verb? Well, we have two verbs. For fine, the verb is fine. In the past, fined. I can say she got a parking ticket, or I can say she was fined. She received a fine, so she was fined. If I talk about a citation, I can say she received a citation, or she was cited. Cite is the verb when you receive a citation. So cite in the present, in the past, cited. She was cited for her parking violation. Or I can say she was fined. She was fined for her parking violation. Or I can just say she got a parking ticket. This is the most conversational way to say it. But we need to know all of these words because when you look at the sign, for example, here's a sign. No parking in the driveway. Violators will be cited. What is cited? It means you will receive a citation. You will receive a fine. You'll get a ticket. Don't park here. Let's practice. Did she get a parking ticket? That's right, she got a parking ticket. Or I can say she received a fine, or she was fined for her parking violation. Let's practice. Did she receive a fine? That's right, she received a fine. Was she fined for her parking violation? That's right, she was fined for her parking violation. Now let's practice with citation. Did she receive a parking citation? That's right, she received a parking citation. Was she cited for her violation? That's right, she was cited for her violation. That's a more formal way to say it. Now let's talk about a fee. What is a fee and how is it different? A fee is usually given to you by a company, a business, not a government like a city, but a company. You get a fee like a service fee or a late fee. So if you receive a fine, you're fined. If you receive a citation, you're cited. What about if you receive a fee? Can I say you are feed? No, we don't say this. You have to pay the fee. Example, he has to pay a service fee when he uses his credit card. It's an extra charge for using your credit card. It's cheaper if you pay cash, because if you use your card, you have to pay a service fee. Let's practice. If you use your credit card, do you have to pay a service fee? That's right. If you use your credit card, you have to pay a service fee. Now let's talk about a late fee. A special charge you have to pay when you pay something late. You have to pay a late fee because you paid late. Let's practice. Did he have to pay a late fee? That's right. He had to pay a late fee because he paid late. So remember these important words. If you receive a citation, you are cited. If you receive a fine, you are fined. Or I can just say, you got a ticket. And for companies and businesses, we say a fee. You have to pay a fee, like a service fee or a late fee. It's an extra charge. Today we're talking about this word, shed. It can be a noun and it can be a verb. First, let's talk about the noun. A shed. It's a countable noun, so we have to use the article a. A shed. This is a shed. It's like a little house used for storage. You store things in a shed. Example, this is a shed, and I store my lawnmower in the shed. If I speak in general, I say this is a shed. But if I talk about my specific shed, I use the article the. I store things in the shed, or I store things in my shed. I store my lawnmower in the shed, and I keep my tools in the shed too. Let's practice. Do you keep your lawnmower in the shed? Very good. And what about your tools? Do you keep your tools in the shed too? Very good. Now let's talk about the verb shed. What does it mean? It means to give off. For example, a snake can shed its skin. The skin comes off. That's shed, the verb. Let's practice. Do snakes shed their skin? That's right. Snakes shed their skin. Another example, dogs and cats, they shed too. They shed their hair or they shed their fur. But you don't have to say hair and you don't have to say fur. You can just say shed. Cats shed and dogs shed. My cat sheds all over my couch. It's not a good thing. But it happens. Let's practice. Do cats shed? That's right, cats shed. And right now, is the cat shedding? That's right, the cat is shedding. You can also shed tears. It's the same idea. You're giving off tears. They're coming out of your body. You can shed tears. Example, he didn't cry at all. He didn't shed a tear. Let's practice. Did he cry at all? Did he shed a tear? That's right, he didn't shed a tear. So remember, shed can be a noun and shed can be a verb. If it's a noun, it's countable, a shed, for storage. And the verb means to give off. And we can use it in different situations. Thank you for watching. And if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. And if you want to become a member, click the join button. And we'll see you next time.